Hey guys, there are 16.5 million veterans in the United States right now. 200,000 of them transition out of the military every single year. And you know what most of them are told? Go find a job. Remember when you went through the TAPS program, you had three different career tracks that they wanted you to choose. You had your job, you had education, and then you had the self-starting employment entrepreneurship. Nobody sits down and tells you, hey, you just spent 4, 8, 12, even 20 years of your life learning leadership, logistics, operations, crisis management, team building, strategic planning under pressure that would make any MBA student cry. Maybe instead of going to get a job, you should actually go build something. That's what we're here to talk about today because there's already 2.5 million veteran owned businesses across the country, generating over $1 trillion in revenue. Let me repeat that, $1 trillion in revenue. And here's the thing, veterans are 45% more likely to be self employed than civilians. You already have what it takes. You just need that roadmap. Hey guys, my name's Steven. I'm a veteran. I run a business and I built a business operating system called Nelson. What it is because I got tired of watching veterans and small business owners drown in the chaos when they should just be running their companies like the mission driven operators they are. We're going to talk more about that in a little bit, but this video is the complete guide from start to finish, from an idea to funded to operational to scaled, every single step, every resource, every system. And if you're a veteran thinking about starting a business, maybe you've wanted to start a business or you already started one and it's an absolute mess, this is the video for you. So let's go ahead and get started and dive into this because it's going to change the way that you operate. So section 1 is all about for the ones that want to start a business. It's for translating your military skills. The first thing you need to understand, you're not starting from zero. Everybody thinks they're starting from zero when they get out. Every civilian entrepreneur I know that I've talked to would absolutely kill for the training that we've got. Let me break that down what the military actually taught you in business, because I'm going to be very specific, because vague leadership and discipline advice is absolutely useless in the world of business. And I'm here to help you guys navigate that process so you have a better chance of winning. Number 1, operations management. You ran operations, regardless of your rank in the military. You coordinated people, equipment, logistics, and timing under pressure. That is business operations. That's the supply chain from getting something from point A to point B. That's project management. Most small business owners can't even keep a schedule right. And yet we were able to do that at 18, 19, 20 years old. You already have that skill set. So number 2, after action reviews. Everybody hated them in the military. And I 100% agree with you. I still hate them to this day. Because in the military, we debriefed everything. What went right, what went wrong, and what we could do differently next time. And the best part is that they didn't do anything different the next time. They took the same stuff and they redid the same exact things. But do you know how many business owners have never actually sat down and reviewed why they lost a client? Absolutely no one. You already think in these feedback loops. That's a superpower. Apply that to your business, but instead of actually repeating the same process, perform that process in your business to see a new result. It's your business, guys. Make it that successful. Number 3, SOPs. Everybody knows what they are. They're standard operating procedures. The military runs on these. Most small business owners have zero written process. Everyone lives in their owner's head. If you're a small business owner, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I struggle with this. My business partner struggles with it. You're going to struggle with it too. You keep things right up here when in reality, you have to have it down on paper. The big thing is that when you bring SOP mindset into a business, you build a machine that runs without you. You want to go on those vacations and still wake up with money in your bank account? That's how you do it. That's how you scale, is by bringing those SOPs into your business today. So number 4, leading under stress. You've made the decisions when lives are on the line, and you can definitely handle an angry client from time to time. The big thing is you're going to get angry clients, or you're going to have a slow sales month. Your stress tolerance is off the charts compared to a regular business owner. Most business owners struggle under the stress. They don't know what to do. That's why they go out of business. And number 5, resource management. How many times have you gone out to the field or done a mission and you didn't have all the right resources in place? You've operated with limited resources in hostile environments. You know how to do more with less. That is literally the definition of business bootstrapping. I don't want to hear you ever again saying that you need funding before you can even start your business. That is complete and total bullshit. And you're telling yourself that because you're scared. You have to get going. You have to get started. You can operate with less resources. So stop telling yourself you don't know how to run a business. You've been training for this your entire career. Now, let's talk about turning that training, though, into an actual company. And that's what we're going to dive into, is we're going to find your business idea. I have a really good framework that I want to share with you guys today to help you understand how to find your right business. So because here's where most veterans get stuck. They know what they want to start a business, but they don't know what type of business they want to start. So let me give you a framework it's called the Veteran Business Triangle. So what it is you have your skills, your problems, and your market. And point one is, what skills did the military actually give you that civilians would pay for? Not the vague stuff, not the mopping up in the rain or any of that crap. Cybersecurity, logistics, project management, medical training, medical repair, leadership consulting, communications, IT infrastructure. Think about what you did every single day and write that down. Point two, what problems have you personally experienced or watched other people struggle with? The best businesses solve real problems. Best businesses don't come up with solutions until they have a problem. I watched small business owners run their entire operation from sticky notes and spreadsheets. That was a problem. So what we did is we developed Nelson as a solution. Point number three, is there a market willing to pay for this? This is where most people skip their homework. They have the idea, they have the problem, they have the solution. But before you invest a single dollar, go find 10 people, not 10 friends, 10 people who have the problem you want to solve, and ask them, hey, would you pay for this if I was able to fix your problem? If 7 out of 10 say yes, you have a business. Here's a little tip for you. The more money that person makes, the more they're willing to spend the money to fix their problem. Most higher end clients need time back or speed. If you can develop both of those, you're going to have a winning product. So the sweet spot is where all three of these points overlap. That's your business. And here's another pro tip for you guys. Veteran-owned businesses in government contracting, cybersecurity, logistics, construction, fitness, and consulting are absolutely crushing it right now. Those are proven markets for veterans. So if that's in your field, you need to tackle that head on. And that's going to be a big mover, especially moving forward with everything that's going on. Number three, we're going to talk about is a new section called the business plan, the military way. So you already have your idea. Now you need a business plan. And I'm going to tell you something that nobody else is going to tell you. Take that 40-page business plan that every single MBA, the Boots to Business wants you to do. Crumple it up, throw it in the trash. It's absolutely garbage. It will get you nowhere. The only thing they're good for is getting your foot in the door for a possible loan. But as you can see later on in this video, there's going to be multiple opportunities for you to get different loans out there. So forget the MBA nonsense. You only need a one-page operation order, or what we called in the military an op ord for your business. So think about it this way. Your op ord is your market analysis, right? Who's the customer? Who's the competition? What's the terrain look like? You know, your business model in one sentence. What do you sell? To whom? And how do you make money? The biggest things that you have to understand when you're creating your op order is what problem are you solving? What's the solution? What you're going to charge? Who you're going to go after? And how much they're willing to pay. That's the biggest things. Everything else you could figure out by trying to figure out where you're going to find these clients, where you're going to find these customers, and where you're going to grow your business. How clients are reaching out to you and how are you reaching out to them? Those are some of the big things that you have to understand when you're trying to fix your business or get it going. And that's it, guys. It's a 1-page, 5-section. You already know this format. Stop overcomplicating it. A clear op order is going to beat a 40-page business plan every single time. And the reason is because it forces clarity upon your business. 40-page business plans just get confusing. They want you to have 5-year projections. They want you to have this. They want you to have that. All of that stuff is absolute garbage, because the reality of it is you're not going to know what's going to happen in 5 years. So you don't need to project 5 years out. You need to project the next 90 days out to make it happen, to bring that success moving forward. So we're going to talk about what your VA resources, SBA loans, funding options, those things are. Now that you have the idea, now you got to figure out if you need the funding. Me personally, I tell everyone all the time, you don't need funding unless you're going for a big, huge business. So let's talk money. because you have access to funding that civilian entrepreneurs do not. And most veterans have no idea these programs even exist at all. So I want to help you out here. Number one is your Boots to Business. It's absolutely free. If you're going through the Transition Assistance Program, you have that option. It's ran by the SBA. If you're transitioning out, you can take it before you even leave. Now, if you're already out, they have a new option called the Boots to Business Reboot. It exists to veterans of all eras. It's a free business education. Take it. It's 1 to 2 day event. I highly recommend you take it so you understand just that little bit more about business. It's going to help you on the battlefield. Number two, your SBA Veterans Advantage loans. This is something a lot of people don't understand. The SBA has specific loan programs with reduced fees for veteran-owned businesses. I'm talking about SBA 7A loans, microloans, community advantage programs. These are real capital, not those small little $500 grants. I'm talking about $50,000 to $5 million depending on the program. That's massive, guys. That's a massive amount of resources. So definitely take a look at it if it's something that you absolutely need. Don't just take the money out because you think you need funding to get going. Number three is your VRE program. It's the Veteran Readiness and Employment Program. If you have a service-connected disability, they have a self-employment track that can actually provide business starting funding, equipment, tools, and even training. This is one of the most underutilized VA programs for veteran entrepreneurs. And I promise you guys can get brand new equipment for your business. You can get free training. You can get all this cool, awesome resources. All you have to do is go to Google, type in the VRE in your city or state. It's going to pull up your local contact information. Reach out to them. Start asking them questions so you understand what it is that you need to be successful. Number four, your Veteran Business Outreach Centers. These are the VBOCs across the entire country. These are nationwide, guys. Free business plan workshops, mentorships, concept assessments, and training. All you have to do, same thing. Go to Google, type in VBOC, and you'll see it pop up. You can start doing the research, start finding the right programs for you and your business. And now, I want to talk about something that's very, very important. It's called the SDVOSB VetCert. So if you're a veteran, service disabled veteran, pay very close attention because this is going to be extremely important if you're going after government contracts. The federal government is required to award a percentage of its contracting dollars to service disabled veteran-owned small businesses. We're talking billions of dollars in contracts every single year. That's almost free money just for being a service-connected veteran. To access those contracts, though, you need what we call a VetCert certification through the SBA. This used to be a nightmare of paperwork, but the SBA recently cleared a massive backlog and streamlined the entire process. Get certified. This one certification can open up your government contracts that will change your entire business trajectory. It's a massive game changer. You absolutely want it so you can continue growing and building the business that you need to be successful. And even if you're not going after these government contracts, remember, having those veteran-owned labels can actually help you stand apart from the other competitors. Consumers actively look for and prefer veteran-owned businesses. So put it on your website, your marketing, your business cards. It actually matters more than you guys think. So make sure you take full advantage of it. So now that we have that, we have the idea of where we're going to get funding if we need funding. This next section is going to be business systems from day one. I want to talk about where this is going to save you guys 2 years of pain. The number one mistake I see veteran business owners making all across the country is they start businesses without systems. They don't have CRMs. They don't have any of this stuff. They think systems are something that they can add later, but they're absolutely wrong. Systems are day one, and I'm going to show you guys why. Because in the military, we never started an operation without a briefing, without a communication plan, without knowing who's responsible for what. Because if we did, that would be absolutely insane. You'd be going into the enemy territory completely blind. But that's exactly how most people start businesses. They just doing stuff. So there's no CRMs, no project managements, no invoicing systems, no strategy dashboards. They may grab some sticky notes and a spreadsheet and call it a day. So keep in mind, guys, every business from day one needs 5 core systems. These 5 core systems are your client pipeline, so you know exactly where your clients are at all times, how you find them, track, and manage your clients. System 2 is your project management, how you track what you're doing and what's getting done. You have to understand that so you can get paid. System 3 is your financial operations, your invoicing, billing, revenue tracking. How are you going to actually collect that payment and see if you're making a profit if you can't send out invoices? System 4 is your communications. You need to have one solid inbox so nothing falls through the cracks. And System 5 is the most important. You need strategy. a dashboard that tells you what your business is doing good and what is struggling every single day. So you can correct it. You take the guesswork out of your business so you can keep focusing on what you do best, which is running your business. So the big thing is to keep in mind is that we've ran into these problems all across the years. The last 5 to 6 years, we've been spending time deep in the trenches, understanding small veteran-owned businesses to truly understand what it is they need. And the big thing is that we developed Nelson Operating System. It's an AI-powered operating system for veteran-owned businesses. It's absolutely free. It's going to take all 5 of those different systems and combine them into one. You don't have to you don't have to guess where everything's going anymore. You don't have to pay for multiple things. It's free for you. Click the link below to get started to start growing your business today. And section 7, we're going to dive into is the 3 mistakes that you are going to face in your business. I want you guys to see these so you don't make the same mistakes that we've made, other small businesses have made, so you can be successful as well. Mistake number 1, trying to do everything alone. In the military, you had a team. In business, you still need your team. It may be a different team, but you're going to need a team. Even if it's just a mentor, an accountability partner, a community. Lone wolves die in business. Click the other link below and you'll be able to join our Facebook group. It's absolutely free. Post questions, ask questions, get feedback. Be that community, be that team. We'll have your back 24/7. Mistake number 2 is no systems from day one. I know we just talked about systems, but I'm telling you again because this is extremely important. If you start a business without a CRM, without a project management system, without financial tracking, you're building in quicksand. Set up Nelson, set up whatever you want, but set up something from day one. That's going to get you started on the right foot, start getting you growing. If you're not on day one, sign up for Nelson. It's free. It doesn't have a learning curve, so you can get started right away. Put in your goals. It's going to tell you exactly where you're struggling and what you're doing great on. Mistake number 3, and this is the biggest one that we run into. We've talked to hundreds of thousands of veteran-owned businesses across the country. And mistake number 3 is waiting until you're ready. Guys, there's so many veteran businesses out there that get out of the military. They want to start a business, but they say they're not scared. They're waiting on funding. They're waiting for the economy. They're waiting for Trump not to be president. They're waiting for all of this stuff. But in reality, you're scared. Quit being scared. Quit being a loser. Start growing your business. You will never feel fully ready. You didn't feel ready on your first deployment either. So you were prepared, you trained, and then you executed. Same thing. Prepare with these resources. Set up your systems. Then execute. Stop waiting for permission. You already have it. So with that, I want to dive into a 30-day action plan I want to give you guys so you guys can be the most successful right out of the gate. The next 30 days, this is going to help you get set up from start to finish, absolutely free. It's going to help you get going, get your first client. So we're going to break this down in a couple different days. Day number 1 through 3, fill out your veteran business triangle. That's the very first thing that we talked about today. Identify the skills, the problems that you can solve, and validate the market. Talk to 10 people. That's it. That's all you're doing day 1 through 3. You're filling that out, talking to 10 people. Day 4 through 7, write your 1-page business op order. Your 1-page business plan, your situation, your mission, your execution, your sustainment, and that's it. And then guess what? Days 8 through 14, you're applying to the business to Boots to Business Reboot. You're looking to your nearest veteran business resource center. You're contacting the VRE if you're service disabled. You're doing those things so you can start getting ahead of the curve. Day number 15 through 21, you're setting up your 5 core business system. If you want to do it the easy way, just sign up for Nelson. It takes less than 5 minutes and you have all 5 ready to go plus more. So the link is going to be in the description. Sign up for it so you can hit the ground running. Day 22 through 28, register your business. Get your EIN from the IRS. Open a business bank account. Look into the certifications if applicable. And day 29 through 30, get your first client. Not your 10th, your first. Because one client proves the concept. Everything after that is just scaling. I've put all of this together to help you understand and help you make better decisions growing your business. Because let's face it, guys, running a business is a whole other animal. And you need as many resources as possible. Look, you've served your country. Now go serve yourself. Build a thing that you can be proud of. You've earned it. Let's make it successful.